back to another video. In today's video, or I'm gonna talk about subject real quick. I just got off work, right? And I came home. I done my regular inspections that I normally do in the mornings before I even go to sleep. And yeah, so I ended up finding what I was expecting, but at the same time trying not to find, like hoping it wasn't gonna happen, but at the same time kind of expecting it to happen, right? So here's one of I guess I'll talk about, and it's kind of like a rant type of thing. If you guys noticed last video, I updated you guys that we ended up having fries, right, on this fish tank, on the female fish tank. And as you guys saw the title, you know, it was happy or sad slash happy surprise. I didn't talk that much about in that video. I didn't show the the fishes that much in that video. I just kind of pointed out the fries and what happened and type of thing. So I cut it short. It was about 7 minutes long. So today I'm gonna talk to you guys. As you guys can see on the title, it says truth to be told behind. So the reason why I'm saying that is because I'm gonna talk about some things and why my video was so short in the beginning from last video that you guys saw. The reason why I didn't talk too much yesterday was because I was surprised in a sense, right, and shocked that we have fries that quick. And it turns out I realized that, well, I started thinking why and the reasons why, and obviously, I came up with a list of why. So one of the things that I didn't talk much yesterday, or I cut the video short on the yesterday's update, was one, I was angry in a way, two, I was sad, and three, as a final, I was kind of happy. And I'm gonna talk about those subjects individually. But before I get into that, I'm gonna give you guys a background that of me mostly. So when I started this out a couple of weeks ago, I told you guys that I was outside my comfort zone, and the reason why I was outside my comfort zone was because it's a type of animal that I never cared of, as in never had, never actually tried to keep around my house. I always has been about animals like dogs, horses type of thing. So it was outside my comfort zone because it was a new world, right? Like they call in some places the underwater world. So I never actually taken care of something like that. But some of the things that I do know and have knowledge of is breeding aspect, right? And I'll get into that more. So you gotta have more idea and understanding of where I'm coming from. So while back, right, I'm talking about last year, I got into breeding, not breeding fishes or horses, but breeding dogs. I started studying about the aspect of breeding and the category and what comes with it, the responsibilities of breeding, the consequences of breeding, and the genes that goes into breeding, and the type of DNA that you mix as you breed on and on and on. I started breeding dogs, and I know this is not a dog, type of animal, but it's the breeding aspect of the concept that I was doing. It's the same concept that you do when you breed guppies, right? The breeding stays the same, the animal changes, the care of the animal changes. And what do I mean by that is, when I was breeding dogs, obviously I had to take care of the food, what kind of food I was given, which is almost the same as here. They're obviously, you don't have to worry about what kind of water they're drinking or stuff such that, because they have a better immune system in their bodies. So it's not that complicated to take care of a dog. But the more you have, the bigger responsibility, the more chores you have with them to keep the area clean, their habitat looking nice, so that way they don't get sick and such. So what do I mean by that? So breeding comes in when you breed guppies, in the sense, it's the same way, the same category. You still have to watch out the DNAs. You still have to watch the genes that you're coming. And guppies, in the guppies breeding, the male provides most halfway of the genes. Most of the 50% of the gene comes from the male, than the female. Whether then, you know, in a dog, both genes are mostly alike, and they take mostly after the female dog, which comes almost like a human. The baby takes half of the DNA or most of the DNA out of the female than us, you know, husbands or as human men. Unlike the female guppy, they don't. When they have fries, the fries don't take, you know, as much DNA from the female than they do from the male. But you know, so I am aware of the breeding aspect, you know, and me as a, you know, breeder, or in that category of someone that knows about breeding, I understand the responsibilities that they take within the breeding or taking care of such thing or an animal, or you know, things that you're doing. So it's very, very aggravating when things like this happens. And the reason why I'm making this video, and I debated throughout the night whether I was gonna do it or not. And the reason why I wanted to do it is because today I came home and I found out what I was hoping wasn't gonna happen throughout the night, and it was my female Rainbow, the new one that I got, the one that gave premature guppies or babies, which there were 5 and they're swimming around right there. I know you guys can't see it because then it makes it very blurry, so you won't be able to see it. But yeah, they're still there. All 5 of them that survive are still there. But unfortunately, my female ended up dying, and that, you know, as if you have breed guppies and this had happened to you guys, the percentage of the female surviving it, kind of like a tragedy like this, is very, very low. You know, you in the ratio between female surviving and or dying, it's 75 to 35 or 25. Therefore, it's very, very low for a female to survive after this. So I was hoping that in this case we would get lucky and she was still gonna make it and give us time to put calcium in the water so she can regain some of the energy that she lost giving birth. I'm still planning on doing, just because I still have 2 more female guppies that seems like they're pregnant, you know, and one of them is Sunny. We already know that because I had her. I know for a fact that she's pregnant, or I know for a fact that she was bred to one of my males because I was the one charged doing that, you know. Unfortunately, when I found out about Rainbow being pregnant, it was too late. I was able to prevent that, and I'll get to that once I explain to you guys the other points that I want to point out. So with that said, and that background of me said, I'll move on to what happened yesterday. So to start out, as you guys heard in the last video, if you haven't checked it out so you get caught up. We went Sunday. We went to this store, right? It's an hour away from me where I'm living at, and we ended up going in. We went to the fishes, obviously, because we were looking for female guppies. Unfortunately, they didn't have that many guppies, right? So lucky for us and unlucky for us, they only had 2 females, which we ended up getting. So with that said, that leads me to my first point. Yesterday, I kind of was angry, and the reason behind that was I wasn't angry at myself, but I was angry at the situation. I feel like it's unfair that a lot of stores that uses their popularity or the fact that they're set and they have customers constantly going in and out. I feel like it's very unfair the way how sometimes they treat some animals that they sell, and this doesn't go just for the fish category. It goes for other pets as well. Their habitat or their environment that they're living in. It's not fair. I know that there's a lot of videos on YouTube, and you can look them up. You can just scroll over and you see a lot of videos, a lot of breeders, a lot of YouTubers that are there in the list that are way popular than me that complains about this, that how stores keep their animals in a very bad habitat. And I want to point out that, and if one of you guys that work in that store that recognize me from that store are watching this, then I am talking straight to you guys, because the way how you guys have these fishes are not a habitat to be in. This is why I'm angry, because these two females were in the middle of like 5 males that were swimming around there. When they're females, you don't keep them around males. You guys can see my tank. They're all females here, and my males are over there. I'm just starting out in this breeding aspect of fish, and I know already to keep my males separated from my females, and here I am finding 2 females, grown females. I will understand if they were like maybe around a butterfly around here, but they're just youth and they're tiny, and it's hard to tell if they're females or males, and I can understand if 1 or 2 slips through. But when you have full grown size females, 2 of them in a tank where you only have like 5 guppies and they're all males, and you got those 2 females, and then on top of that you have multiple fishes that are not even the same category. You guys had mollies in there that are not, they're not supposed to be in that tank. Whenever these 2 females tell me, and they gave birth, right? This happened in my tank. And in a way, I'm glad it happened in my tank, because at least I can take care of these guppies. Because tell me, what would have happened if these 2 females would have stayed in that tank and they would have gave birth in that tank? What would have happened to those guppies? Those frogs would either luckily maybe survive. And what would happen then? Well, let's say they survived and they were fast enough to escape, because in that tank they had maybe but one big ornament in the middle. When you have guppies and they give birth, you need places so they can hide. Otherwise, they're gonna die. They're just gonna get eaten, right? So let's pretend that she gave birth in their tank. What would happen then, huh? What would happen? Let's say they were fast enough and they survived and they were able to escape. What happened when it comes feeding time? They're not gonna be able to go up there and feed from the food that you give them, because you're not gonna take them out. You can't just take them out and just one individually at a time feed them. You can't, because the guppies, when they're fried, they're very sensitive. They die easily. Almost anything can kill them. That's why you need a lot of hiding space, so they can hide themselves from other things. Otherwise, they're gonna get eaten. So let's say they're not fast. What would happen then? They would have gotten eaten by other fishes. You guys had a good 20, maybe 15 fishes in the same tank, and this tank probably is bigger than the tank that you guys had. As far as I know, this tank is a 10-gallon tank, and I'm pretty sure you guys have them in a 5x18 tank. That is almost the half size of this tank. So in a way, I am glad that this happened here. Unfortunately, I did end up losing about good 7 to 8. And I'm not glad about that, because I'm trying to breed, right? When I bred my dogs, and since they were young, I don't think I lost none of my puppies as early birth, but those that didn't make it because they were too tiny. I'm pretty sure I was able to save them all until they were either old enough to sell, or having to give away. Probably lost by about 3 or 4. But that wasn't because I wasn't taking care of them. They were just accidents that happened throughout. Unlike this, if they would have been born in your tank, these guppies would have died. These frogs would not have made it. I don't see no way this guppy's making it if this would have happened in your tank. And tell me, you might be saying, oh, it's because you had another male in there. You guys had them around 5 males. 5. I had her around 1. The percentage of stress between 5 males chasing 2 female guppies that are already full size, it's a whole lot less than 5 chasing 2. one male is not gonna stress as much, and if one male caused her to give her a premature birth, I can imagine 5 guppies around them both. So I am angry to the fact that stores don't take care of their fishes that way. Um, I just started to on this project, and I grow really close to my animals. Most people don't even name their animals. Almost all of our fishes here have names, and we probably know them all by their name. We just don't say, oh, this fish and this fish or this colorful fish. We know. I can tell you right about it. Here's Oreo. There's Sushi. There's Butterfly. There's Sunny. There over there we got Cherry. We got Oreo in the bottom, and also we have, let me see, and Talker's all the way over there. I think he's hiding behind Oreo. So I know them just by looking at them, what their names are. And if we talk about the goldfish, same way. My males are all the same way. I know them. I take care. I grow up close to them. That's how I'm always determine which genes or which female I'm gonna use and which not, right? And I'm always close. So I am angry to the fact that you have a lot of customers coming in, but yet again you don't have staff members that are gonna work on keeping this fish healthy. If you guys done what was right and you guys would have separate them and have their female, I went through the whole entire aisle. I passed them the first time. I couldn't even see them because you guys only had one tank of guppies. One tank. And it's hard because you only guys had 7 guppies in there, but you had like 10 freaking mollies are swimming around them. And it took me a while to recognize where the guppies were. Just to find out that you guys had 2 female guppies, among 5 male guppies. So that right there tells me, when I'm ready, because eventually I'm gonna start selling my guppies when they're ready to be sold. And that just tells me I'm not gonna give you guys my guppies, whether you guys want to buy them or not, whether you guys offer me $5-10 per guppy. I'm not, because what I just saw witness you guys having 2 female guppies in a tank that they shouldn't be. So I'm not gonna give my fries or my guppies that are healthy and they're in a good environment to a store that's not gonna take care of them, right? And I'm not talking about the store that gave me most of these guppies, because I have witnessed them taking care of. They literally have them spread out. They have named the females on top, and they also have the males separately. Even by their category, they have a label: cobra guppies on this side, and they have clown guppies on the other side. And you can tell which guppy it is. So I'm not gonna go and tell you guys that. There's plenty of stores out there that I can talk to and that. So if you guys are watching that, you guys already know. Yeah, I stopped there. I'm glad I did, because I was able to at least save some fries that needed to be saved from you guys. So I don't recommend none of you guys. And you know what? I'm even gonna go more forth. In the state of Kentucky, in Elizabethtown, a pet store. What was the name of the store? Pet Supplies, I think it is. If you are in Elizabethtown, Kentucky, Pet Supplies don't take care of their fishes. Now, I'm not saying don't go in there and try to rescue. I will say go there and rescue those fishes that probably need to be rescued. But you won't see me shopping there or trying to sell there, because it's not adequate. That store they don't seem like they know what they're taking care of. They just know their guppies and such, and they just dump them in there. Even the person that was helping us, that was in charge of helping, wasn't able to recognize what was female, what was male. I had to go in there and determine what was female and male for my friend that was shopping in the same store with us. So that tells me a lot, and in a way I was angry when I found out that my female gave birth, because if I would have known that she was pregnant, I wouldn't have not put my my male in there. And I guess in a way it's somewhat my fault, because like I say, I told you guys I am starting this out. I am new to it. I am learning as I go. Yes, I never had experience with how a female guppy looks like in person. Yes, I've been doing research. I've been doing homework about how they look like, the process that they go through. But I never had one in person. So it was really hard for me to tell what was what. And now I know, now I know that my other female that was in that same tank is pregnant from that because I haven't put her within my males, and she's already blowing up, and that tells me that this happened about 2 weeks. Based on what I see, based on these guppies, that they were premature and half were already stable and half were still being formed. That tells me that she's about 2 weeks pregnant. All right, 2 weeks pregnant. And if you work on a fish store and you know about this type of fish and you have more experience about how fishes look when they're pregnant, I'm pretty sure it's about time. When I took out Rainbow, before she passed away, and I've had her here, she swam right next to Cherry. And oh boy, there's a huge difference. I could tell a huge difference of their size between Cherry and Rainbow, and that tells me Cherry was pregnant. That just clicked like that. She's pregnant. There's just no way that you can just not see that and tell. If you had 5 males swimming around, you had to tell. You had to realize, there's something different here. There's something going on, and you guys didn't do anything about it to prevent that. So I am mad, and I was angry, and I'm kind of still angry. That's why I'm doing this rant video. I was debating on doing it until I found out that my fish died. That I bought her from you guys, and I'm glad that I'm gonna be able to at least try to save this. And I'm gonna keep you guys. I told you guys I'm gonna keep you updated on the fries and see how they develop and see how they go. But I am angry in that sense. So that is the reason why I was angry, and that's why for some reason I was short and I didn't talk too much on the last video. With that said, it moves me to my next. It kind of goes with my next point, which was sad. That's the reason why I was sad, because now I lost one of my females. That I was actually making plans with, and then that messes me up with, because now I am one female short, right? Then we're from my plans. It doesn't mean she can't be replaced, but and that's not the point, and then now I have 5 fry fish fry guppies swimming, and I feel like I'm not gonna go out there and buy more female guppies yet, just because I wanna see how they do first and see what they are. It's kind of hard to tell because they're really tiny. They're like this tiny. So.
And you don't know the dad.
And
you don't know who the dad is.
Yeah, and on top of that, I don't even know who was the one that got her pregnant. So I don't know what kind of genes they're carrying. I don't know if they're healthy or they're not. So I had to go through all that first, and they're swimming just fine. They seem like they're swimming just fine. So hopefully they will be fine. I'll keep you guys update on that. But based on my calculations, and if I'm correct, which I hope I'm correct on this, Sunny and Cherry should be about close to the same pregnancy stage if Sunny's pregnant. So I would say I should be expecting fries from Cherry about maybe at the end of next week, if not early the week after that. So by the end of next week, I'll be taking my fries out. That's why I have this tank set up like the way I have it. Obviously, I was already thinking ahead of it. For my breeding, not this situation. But I guess I'm glad that I actually did this, because now it's coming in useful on this situation. So they'll be coming out, and they got plenty places here to hide, and they'll be okay. I'm hoping. I'm from a save point. I feel about a 8.5 confidence that they will make it because of how I have it set. I feel like if I would have had more guppy grass, I would say I would have been a fully 10% that they will survive. But I don't got the guppy, so I feel like an 8.5% that they will be okay once they come out of the breeding box. And I'll be putting Cherry inside there, because that's the one that I know for sure is pregnant. I'm still waiting on Sunny to give me more, source on, source and signs that if she's pregnant or not. So by next week, she'll be hitting her third week, which typically a female guppy gives birth from a 24-day to 30-day period. And by next week, she'll be hitting 21 by Friday or Saturday. She'll be like 20th day for being pregnant. So by then, she should be giving me signs. So I'll be also looking for signs for Cherry, because I'm not 100% sure whether she's on her second week or third week. Estimating she's on her second, just because she was around the same size that Rainbow was when I got her, and her half of her fries were not even formed completely yet. So they were still like a egg shape when they came out. So that tells me that, you know, she was halfway her pregnancy, just because half were done and half won't. And I'm guessing the same way will be for Cherry at the moment. Therefore, what I'm planning on doing is giving into next week. That's gonna tell me a lot. And if I start seeing Cherry, you know, hanging around the back more often, or, you know, staying in the lower ground, or stop eating as much as she eats, because right now we just fed her not too long ago, and believe me, that thing is gone. And she ate half of it. So those are signs that she is pregnant, and those are signs that I'll be watching for if she starts hanging out in the back more, or in the bottom, and stops eating. Right now she's acting fine. She's swimming around, so that tells me everything's fine with her. But yeah, that's why I am sad in a way that I lost my female guppy, and I lost half of my first fry, and I wasn't expecting that. So that leads me to my last point, which is I am happy, right? I am happy. We are 5 fries in, even though they were not mine. But you know, I'm glad that at least I'm able to save them, and I'll be able to, you know, see them grow, and I'll keep you guys updated about them. And also, later on, guys, comment down below. If you got an iPhone, you have to scroll all the way down to the bottom and comment. If you're on a computer, you can just comment. Let me know if you got names for them. Obviously, right now they're tiny, so we don't know exactly how much. So I will keep you guys updated through, you know, by a month. Within a month, they should be big enough where we can tell how they're gonna look like. I would say 2 weeks or so, they start growing their collars in. So we'll see. And then yeah, comment down below if you guys have name for them. But yeah, I am at least glad that we managed to have, say, 5 fries, and they're swimming around happy. So yeah, that I know I think it's been a while now. I think it's like a 20-minute rant or more. So I'm gonna cut it here, update this, edit this, and put it together and upload it. Yeah, this is something that I was, you know, thinking over and over throughout the night while I was at work. I just needed to get this out of my chest and upload this, because it's not just here in the state of Kentucky that happens. Also, it happens throughout, and throughout the United States or throughout the world. Those stores that have pets. Some stores do a great job, some don't. And unfortunately, then, as much as we want to do something about it, what is fluorinated? We can't really do nothing about it, and it's hard to see it. It's hard to know what happens, and just to witness what's happening. It's hard. So hopefully with time, terrible. Hopefully with time, we can, I don't know, try to make this work. But if you agree with me, hit that like button. Help me make this video go bigger. I don't typically ask for views or such things, because I let you guys determine. But I feel like this video needs to be out there so that way stores can do something about this. So if you do agree with that, comment down below. Let me know that you agree. Just put agree on your comment and hit that like button. If you happen to be new, welcome to Finest Guppies Aquariums. subscribe if you like this content. Check out my other videos as well, and yeah, hit that bell button so you stay tuned when we upload and when we don't.